How's it going, YouTube? Tuner here. We are back with another news video. It's been a while since we've done one of these Dragon Discourse news videos, but today we have quite a bit to talk about, and at the same time, not a lot. So, first, we're going to jump into the new chapter of Dragon Ball Super, Chapter 93. These draft pages are coming from Todd Blankenship, aka Herms98. These are not the full spoilers, these are simply the drafts they release, and then sometime later we'll get the full spoilers, but I decided to make a video on this and some of the other news to make a bigger news video, and then I might do a separate video about the spoilers. But based off what we're getting in the draft pages, it doesn't look like we're getting too much new stuff in this chapter, and it looks like this Dragon Ball Super Superhero manga arc might last a little longer than we're thinking, depending on how this goes with what we're looking at here. So, let's get into Herms98, aka Todd Blankenship's tweets. Again, you can go to his Twitter page for these. He says here, the roughs are out for DBS Chapter 93. As Goku and Broly spar, the narrator explains just who this Broly guy is. One of the few Saiyan survivors with astonishing potential. Cue a recap of his backstory from DBS Broly. So, yep, that's right. We are getting the DBS Broly adaptation in the superhero arc. So, I've talked before about how I thought they did good by just making Broly a page, but now they're like, hold up, wait a minute, let's make it a mini arc inside this chapter for some reason. So let's get into more of Todd's commentary here. He says, so yeah, he's banished to Vampa for 41 years, recruited by Frieza and company, fights Goku and Vegeta on Earth, they beat him by becoming Gogeta, he escapes back to Vampa. As if recapping DBS Superhero weren't enough, also DBS Volume 11 combined contained its own DBS Broly recap. Yeah, so he's just going into the fact that they recapped it. This is crazy. And he goes on to say, Broly powers up, but Goku shouts at him to wait. He was about to go berserk again. How many times do they have to tell him to rein it in? Yep. Meanwhile, Vegeta's just sitting there. Goku thinks he'll get rusty if he goes too long without moving. Vegeta tells Goku to shut up and not interfere. Goku is surprised that Vegeta is training by meditating. He really has changed. Yeah, and I'm hoping that they change the context behind this a little bit so that it's not that Goku has no idea what meditating is, or it's like, meditating? That won't get you anywhere. Okay, Goku was meditating as a child. I hope they reframe it so that Goku's just genuinely surprised that Vegeta's meditating and all that stuff. Vegeta says how in the past few years he's been surpassed by Jiren, Broly, Moro, Gas, and then Frieza. Alright, so you see the small difference here between this and Dragon Ball Super Superhero, the film. They only mention Jiren and I think Broly, but I can't remember. But here they go on to mention Jiren along with Moro and Gas and then Frieza. So you can definitely see that they're adding further context for this arc that we didn't get in the superhero movie because that was made to be consumed without the manga in mind. So that's a pretty cool detail there. Todd says, what's the difference between them and him? Goku thinks it must be that Vegeta didn't make his body strong enough. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. So, but Todd also says here that Goku's dialogue is also changed so that he doesn't laugh at the very idea that meditating could be training. Now he's more surprised to see Vegeta doing it. Yeah, so that was what I was saying there. So this looks like it could actually be a good change. We will have to wait and see how it looks in the translations. I mean, according to Todd's translation, that's what's going on. So that's interesting there. And when we get the full spoilers, I'll be able to go into more detail here. But how do you feel about them just recapping DBS Broly in DBS Superhero? For me personally, I think, you know what, I'm going to be a hypocrite when I say this, but if they're going to recap the frickin' movie, they should have just done an arc in the superhero, in the super manga. Again, that's not me saying that I wanted it. I'm just saying, why are they going to recap the movie after they just refused to recap it whenever they were doing the last arc? And it feels out of place here. Like, if you got to this point in the manga, surely you would have known about this. We don't need to see this again, but it is, how many pages? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Well, 4 pages. I guess 4 pages of recap isn't so bad. We get some of Toyotaro's art as a remaster of it, I guess. But you know, the movie looks better than Toyotaro's 2D version. That's not to say that the Toyotaro's art is necessarily bad. I'm actually one of the people that like Toyotaro's art, but I do think it's worth mentioning that if looking on the bright side, we at least get his version. Moving on, we have the Xenoverse 2 15th DLC, Hero of Justice Pack 2 is out. That's Gohan Beast, Orange Piccolo, and yeah, are you? I think it's Ultimate Piccolo as well. Power Awakening is what they call it there. So, are you stoked for this? Are you excited? For me, I quit Xenoverse 2 a while back just because I'm tired of all the DLC. And we are never going to find rest from all this Xenoverse 2 DLC. That much I know. That much I know. And it's funny because this coming from Zenkai Gaming on Twitter, I'll spell his @ here, ZANKYE_gaming. He posted in 2019, he reminded everybody, quote, in 2019 they had Oob and Goku, end of Z, then went, this is the end of Xenoverse 2. We are 4 years later, and they are still going with DLC content. So yeah, pretty much I completely forgot that they had this DLC. This was probably the last DLC that I touched. But yeah, they did literally say that with peace restored, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 comes to an end. That's insane. It's literally in the game. It says, with peace restored, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 comes to an end. It did not come to an end. That's crazy. To compound that, we actually had another statement regarding the video game saga. So DBS Hype reported, FighterZ and Xenoverse 2 have both exceeded 10 million copies in sales. To celebrate, FighterZ will make some of its DLC available for free for a limited time, and Xenoverse 2 will hold a new raid quest. So that's all really interesting. And you know, the reason that I say it's interesting is because when you go on the website and they break it down, it's kind of confusing. I'm going to do my best to break it down. I'll just read it off verbatim. So for FighterZ, the DLC for release campaign, it goes like this. Quote, DLC characters will be released free of charge for a limited time of about 1,000 hours in total to commemorate the breakthrough of 10 million copies. You will be able to play powerful DLC characters. The implementation schedule May 10th, 2023 at 11, approximately 1,000 hours. I guess that's when it begins. 200 hours each, released in order according to the following schedule. So, implementation character, okay, it looks like Bardock, Broly, Fuse, Zamasu, and Vegito Blue. May 10th, Wednesday, 11 to May 18th, Thursday at 10. And then May 18th, Thursday to May 26th, you get, it looks like Base Goku, Base Vegeta, Cooler, Final Form, I think, Ranger 17. And then May 26th to June 5th, you get Jiren, Videl, Kid Goku from GT, and Janemba. From June 5th to June 13th, you get Gogeta Blue, you get Broly, you get Kefla, you get Ultra Instinct Goku, Master Ultra Instinct with the silver hair. From June 13th to June 21st, you get Master Roshi, not Broly, Baby Vegeta, Gogeta Super Saiyan 4, and Android 21, and it looks like just the regular Android 21 that isn't the Majin Android 21. Ranked match rewards upgraded for FighterZ. Ranked match rewards have been upgraded. Lobby character Gogeta Special 2 will be available in the first half of the campaign, and lobby character Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 will be available in the second half. So yeah, you got first half May 10th, Wednesday, and then latter half is May 31st. So the first half ends May 31st, and the second half begins May 31st to June 21st. And the reward, you get 1 battle reward is 50k Zenny, 3 battle reward is 150k Zenny, battle 5 reward is 250k Zenny, Battle 7 reward, and it goes on and on. I mean, you can look at this stuff yourself. It's getting pretty tedious at this point. And then you got a new raid quest for Xenoverse 2, 10 million defeat raid quest. So that's pretty interesting there. Self-explanation, kind of, but what do you think about all this? Are you pumped at all? I don't think I'm personally pumped. Again, these are games that have been driven into the ground with DLC. I don't really mess with these games anymore like I used to. I wish I could say that I played these games for years since then, but I really have not been on that bandwagon of Kakarot. I mean, I play the Kakarot DLC because it's so story focused. But that's how it goes with that there. So, yeah. Also, hello, I'm editing the video right now, just slapping everything together, and I forgot to mention that they actually did get this leak here on the PlayStation Store of Goku Black and Fortnite with the X Dragon Ball Super tag right there. Super exciting stuff. Stay tuned for more.